In this video, I want to talk about the difference between normal mode and hard mode chest running and the pros and cons of both. Alright, so to begin, we'll start with hard mode chest running because I feel like that's more common, more people are used to it. So in hard mode, every chest is a lock chest. It doesn't matter what region you're in, they're all lock chests with a base retain rate of 10%. As you increase your treasure hunter and luck titles, you will increase your retain rate. 3% per rank per treasure hunter, 2% rank per luck tier. Okay, so right now I have plus 6% on my luck, and then my treasure hunter gives me plus 15%. So I'm at 31% retain rates from opening chests. So the big upside to pursuing treasure hunter in hard mode is that you get lucky and unlucky title pretty rapidly. Right now, I am tier 3 luck, and I'm also tier 5, almost tier 6 unlucky, which tier 7 is max. So you'll get a few titles. You'll get lucky, you'll get unlucky, you'll get treasure hunter, and you generally get wisdom title as well if you ID everything and don't sell units, which is what I do. Why do I ID everything? I think selling units is a waste of time. If you're in chest running, it's a lot of bank space to make like a few thousand gold, and it technically makes you more profitable maybe if you have a unit buyer that'll pick up units as soon as you get like 20 or so. You can just sell them to them right away, but I don't think it's really worth it. But aside from that, you essentially are pursuing 4 titles at once. The more you chest run in hard mode, the more chests, like the more profitable it becomes because your retain rate increases, and eventually you can hit quite a high retain rate of like 40 something percent, I believe. Oh damn, the dude made 300 arms from a crazy shield. But all right, so what else happens in hard mode? You generally always get golds, or you usually get golds. This can be useful, and you almost never get non-max weapons, so this is important for points I'm going to bring up in a few minutes. You can get normal tomes, but you seem to get elite tomes almost as often as you get normal tomes, maybe a little bit less, but you do get quite a lot of elite tomes, which sell for 1 ecto each easy. You can always find an elite tome buyer. People buy these to get Gwam. The reason they need them for Gwam is you get skill hunter by having skills on a character, so if all the skills are unlocked, you can just buy a bunch of elite tomes and just like burn through them, and you get easy Gwam, or at least easy progress towards Gwam. Like, it's just a title that costs, money to max out. But aside from that, you have consistent drops. Man, I wish this was max. I just got a dual zeal bow. You have consistent drops. You have always max weapons. For the most part, it's very rare you do not get a max weapon in a hard mode chest. You have more golds. You can get elite tomes. In general, I would say hard mode, on average, is more profitable than normal mode in the short term. But in the long term, it's the opposite. So let's get into normal mode. So in normal mode, you don't even need to use lockpicks if you don't want to. Right now, I'm chest running Canthan chests. The big downside to Canthan chests is they do not count towards treasure hunter. The keys are 450 gold from the merchants. They're quite cheap. You don't get lucky, you don't get unlucky, you can still get some wisdom from getting golds. You get non-max weapons, as you saw there, so you can get like a lot of non-max golds. You can also get like low recs. That's like the idea. So the idea behind normal mode is your average drop is much worse than in hard mode. If it's much cheaper, but you can get Q8s, and you can also get like good Q9s, of course. Sometimes you get Q7s, but they're almost never max. Most weapons and items do not drop max at Q7, especially in like factions. But you can get some interesting drops that are worth way more than their Q9 counterparts. So in hard mode, you can't get Q8s for the most part. I think maybe in Eye of the North, there's some areas that drop Q8, like inscribables, like light blues possibly. But aside from that, you're generally looking at Q9s as your lowest drop. But you still can get like good shields that are worth a lot of money, and you can get runes from either. However, in hard mode, you usually get more gold, so you have a higher chance of getting like sup vigors, which are easy profit. I just got one in normal mode, having to get pretty lucky. But so the main difference is hard mode is more expensive up front. You generally want to buy 100 to 250 lockpicks, and you want to chest run an area has good drops, so that when you eventually get a good drop or two, you will be profitable. You'll generally be profitable just from selling runes and merch food, selling runes to the rune trader, merch food, and then selling the elite tomes you get for 1 ecto each. So hard mode is more consistently profitable. Normal mode has more variation. It's also much cheaper to do. So if you want to be super profitable from normal mode, you're going to be spending more time opening chests. You're going to be getting a lot more purples. You're going to be getting more junk in general. So those are kind of like the main differences. However, if you get a nice Q8 in normal mode, it's worth arm braces. Like if you get like a nice skin caster sword, it's worth like, you know, a few arms or maybe even like 100 arms if it's a really nice skin. So that is kind of what you're going for. Your probability of getting that is very low though. So it really depends on what you want. Aside from that, there are places you can chest run in normal mode where you still get title progress, like the Kurzik and the Luxon areas, for example, but you can't get, as far as I know, you can't get Q8s from there. The only place you can get Q8s from is like the area where enemies are like level like 18 to like 21, I believe, or like 21 or lower. We'll just put it that way. So if the enemies are like level 20, for the most part, this is a boss, but most of these enemies are like level 20. Then you can get Q8s there, and you get like Q7s too. Q7s usually aren't max though, so you have to look up like the stat ranges for what's max for a Q7 in order to determine if it's actually the highest value or not. There are Q7s in the game from pre-nerf, like before they nerfed Q7s, so those do exist. So if you're wondering, like, oh, I've seen Q7s on like forums and stuff before, it's like that's pre-nerf. There's the post-nerf ones, don't have perfect stats as far as I'm aware. But yeah, aside from that, those are the like major differences between hard mode and normal mode chest running. Both are good, both are profitable. It just depends on how you want to go about it. Do you want to pursue titles? Like I got Unlucky 5 and Luck 3, like 100% from chest running. So I opened 4,000 chests, and I have almost maxed Unlucky and a pretty high rank in Lucky. So all these people are AFKing in Xingji Boardwalk right now, and I could be too, but I'd rather get some nice drops eventually from doing this. If only that was max. So you can kind of see the problem here, right? Like if this was hard mode, this would very likely be max. This would at least be like max weapon. I probably would have 15% on it. The mods, like the UID, it's random. So like it still could have been 14%, but if this was a hard mode drop, I wouldn't have 14 to 27 damage on this bow. This I don't know. It's probably merch food because it's not max and the mod's not max. 20% versus demons might be worth an ecto or two. Maybe not. It's hard to say. But yeah, that's it for this video. If you like Guild Wars content, definitely subscribe. I make quite a bit of it. I'm going to be getting back into some factions challenge stuff. Right now I'm just chest running so I can get a 2020 fire bow staff. I have like 10A, I need 40, so got 30A to go, basically, before I can get a nice bow staff. I'm also buying a 2020 Fire Dragon staff, so if you have one of those, hit me up. And that is the old school dragon staff, not bone dragon staff. I could buy one of those right now if I wanted, but they're pretty ugly, so no, I'm just kidding. No, if you like Guild Wars content, definitely sub. Like the video, it helps. Because what it does, it teaches YouTube that, hey, this is Guild Wars content. So like if you watch a lot of Guild Wars 1 content and you like a video, it'll kind of be like, over time, it'll start to associate my channel with Guild Wars 1 in general. So if people search up Guild Wars 1, they'll start to find like these videos. But yeah, thanks for checking this out, and I'll see you in the next video.